What's going on, Stone Nation? Today I want to show you the custom organization panel that Rob, the owner of Overland Gear Guy, made for me. This panel solves so many issues. If you've ever seen me behind the scenes making a podcast, you know that I have all this equipment and I'm carrying it to wherever I need to, and I'm fumbling and I'm making multiple trips and I'm trying not to lose my equipment or break it. So this right here behind me is a godsend. So when I was working with Rob, I told him what my priorities were. The first one is that not only does it need to store all my gear, but I need it to be removable. So that being said, the reason why it needed to be detachable is that here, anyone that owns a Storyteller or has watched videos about the Groove Lounge, in order to take a shower, you have to have this portion of the Groove Lounge all the way up, right? And so as you can see, if you try to lift it up, this is going to get in the way. And so that's a major issue. So the second reason why I want it to be detachable is because the entire concept of this is to be able to take it off the wall, fold it up, have some handles on it, and use it as a carrying bag. So I have all my podcast gear right here. I'm not fumbling. I'm not losing equipment. I know where everything is at, and everything is super secure. So with that being said, we had to overcome some design issues. The first one is that I didn't want to put a bunch of holes in the Storyteller because I believe behind here is a bunch of plumbing, so I'm not trying to drill in the panel and risk puncturing something. So that was really important to me. So what we came up with is something that I think is pretty genius. So let me show you something. So how we solved the problem without having to screw these holders into place into the wall is that we simply folded this down and it exposes the hinge that this moves up and down. And so what we did is that we attached the straps to the clips behind this hinge, and then we just screwed it into the existing hole. So that solved that. So the way that I secured the bottom three straps is that I had to screw it in. I couldn't think of a better way to secure it. So even though I didn't want to screw into the wall, I feel like it's a pretty decent compromise, and it doesn't really look that bad because you can't really see it. But yeah, I would say that's probably one of the only cons of this entire setup. So as you can see, each strap has a buckle, and then on the top straps here, they have an adjustable strap, so I can adjust it up and down as needed, and that plays into a bigger role, which I'll show you here in a second. So the way that this entire thing is taken off is by 6 buckles, 3 up top and 3 down here. So when I take it off the wall, I need to take it off starting from the bottom, because if I try to do it on the top first, it'll just fall down, and this equipment is pretty heavy, and so obviously I don't want that. So I unsecure it from the bottom with these 3 buckles, and then as you can see, it comes out, and then it has a built-in carrying handle right here, and so I hold on to that carrying handle, and then I just unbuckle the top, and then voila. Another cool thing that they came up with is this Velcro system. So I haven't done it yet, but as you can see, it's really strong Velcro. But this is going to go on the side of the wall, and I'm just going to basically screw 6 screws in that are super small just to secure it to the wall. So that way it's not bumping against the wall when I'm driving. So I love that. Now let's get to the good stuff. This is how we designed how to store all my equipment so I can interview up to 4 people at one time. Okay, so what I absolutely love about this design is that it fits all my equipment that I need. And Rob even put some additional pockets in there that I didn't even think of, and quite frankly, it's brilliant. So let me show you how this is designed. I'll start from the top. So again, we have the adjustable buckles. The one thing that is really well thought out is that the zipper is on the outer portion of this pocket. So that way when it's hanging on the wall, it can just flip down and I can just grab whatever mics I need real quick. So the one thing that I really appreciated is the fact that they took measurements of everything. So everything is super custom. So on these microphones here, they measured the length and also the circumference, and that's how they were able to figure out where to put these elastic bands to hold the mics. And let me tell you something, they fit perfectly. I could not be more happier. And then even with the recorder here, they took measurements with depth, all of that, and they made this pocket specifically for this, and then zip it back up. And I like the zipper compared to like maybe like a Velcro top, because it'll help keep the dust out a little bit better. So that is the top portion where the mics are. So this top pocket is kind of miscellaneous, but I just have some more gear in here that I use. And then working my way down, there is one big long pocket where right now I just keep a cable, but that's really cool. And then there's a sewn portion in the middle for the second layer of pockets, so I have individual pockets basically, and I just keep more cords and whatnot. But what this allows me to do, because it has the two separate pockets here, is to be a little bit more organized. And then moving down, the cool thing is that, and this is one of the things that Rob came up with that I didn't even think about, is that behind this main compartment, he put this zipper compartment down here where I store all my cords. So I have all my XLR cords, my headphone cords, I mean, you name it, it's all right there. So this pocket here was designed specifically to hold 4 of my headphones. So if you ever watch a podcast, you know that most everyone in the podcast wears these headphones. What's really cool about this is that it's measured specifically for the headphone measurements for 4 of them. And what's even cooler is the fact that there's dividers in here. So each headphone, let me show you here, each headphone has its own little compartment. And because it's Velcro, I can always go in and readjust. So I really like that aspect. So that way if I get new headphones or if I want to change this compartment into something else, I have the complete flexibility to be able to do that. And then there's another zipper compartment. Again, Rob put this in here, and I think it's a great idea. It just shows you like how much thought is put into these things, especially a custom job. And the quality I'm super impressed with. Oh, and then I have one more zipper up here in the front. I haven't figured out yet what to put up here, but again, I'm sure I will. And I think if I use this as a carry-on, it'll also kind of double as my purse. And then also he put these little, I think they're molly straps here. And so if I want to hang something from here, I can, which I think is really, really cool. And then, so let me put this back real quick. And then again, just folds up. I unvelcro the straps and I attach the buckles as such. And I can also adjust the buckles to make it tighter, so that way it's more secure. And then bam, I have my carrying handle right there. It's awesome, I love it. And then if I want to reverse it the opposite way, I can do that. I can flip it around, and then I can do the buckles again. Oops. And then I just adjust the buckles. Like that. And then bam, I have the same thing, just reversed. So the one thing I will say is that when I have it in this configuration for carrying, the headphone case is upside down, like that, right? So I don't think it's too big of a deal because A, the headphones don't weigh that much, and B, it's secured by a zipper, so it's not going anywhere. So that's what I really like about that. The only other thing that I can think that would be a con to this carrying configuration is that these zippers where I keep my wires and stuff is exposed versus the other way they're not exposed. So I think to protect my equipment more, I'll probably just use the other configuration, which is fold it inside, and then voila. And then see, everything is protected from the outside, but again, it's perfect. I love it. Okay, so if I could do it all over again, the one thing I probably would change, and it's more my fault because I'm the one that screwed these in, is that I would probably screw these in down here instead of up here, because that way when you try to lift the bed, you see how the buckles kind of get in the way. So what I have to do is I kind of have to rotate the buckles like that so they don't catch, and then I'm able to, whoops, and then I'm able to lift the groove lounge up. So again, if I could do it all over again, I would just lower that down literally an inch, and then that way it would give the groove lounge a little bit more room to be able to clear those buckles. Now I will say that if you don't have blankets on your groove lounge like I do, then it's not going to be a problem because it's my blankets and my sheets and everything else that kind of rubs against it. But I mean, other than that, I wouldn't change a thing. So to wrap things up, I am more than happy. I'm ecstatic that I was able to work with Rob and Julia to design something specifically for my needs. What I really love about the entire thing is the fact that he is so passionate about his work. And even though we did have hiccups, and I'm not going to hide the fact that we did run into some design hiccups, but with those hiccups came more design and more brainstorming and more problem solving. And the entire process of it was so much fun. And I think being able to work with someone that has just as much passion as you do about something really, really shines. I highly recommend Rob and Julia, Overland Gear Guy, for anything. For custom work, you name it, all this can go in different colors. It can go in different, styles and different layouts. I mean, whatever you need to store, whether it be like kitchenware, photography equipment, clothes, I don't know, like whatever you want organized in a neat, clean fashion, they can do it for you. So I know you're going to probably ask me, something like this will generally, now this is just a ballpark because every custom job is different, but for this particular custom job, you're looking about $225, which in my opinion isn't that much because I get exactly what I want. I get a handbag, I can store all my podcast equipment, I can take it with me, I can travel with it on an airplane and use it as a carry-on, and it attaches and detaches. I mean, it's literally perfect. So for me, $225, it is totally worth it. So I saved the best for last, and that is that I was able to work with Rob and Julia, and I was able to get Stonation a permanent 15% off anything that you buy online. The coupon code is Stonation, and just to be on the safe side, just use all caps when you put it in, but you get a 15% discount on anything that they sell online. So please give Rob and Julia a huge thank you for that awesome discount. And if you need anything custom made, if you can dream it, I'm telling you, they can make it. Plus, if you didn't know, they have a YouTube channel. So you need to go and subscribe to that because you'll be able to see what Rob and Julia and the rest of the Overland Gear guys are up to. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, I can't wait to share the road with you.